if you had a weapon and that weapon had the ability to come to life and kind of act on its own, would that be cool? That'd be pretty cool, right?
Not only do I think that's cool, I've done it. I've done it multiple times with weapons. I really like having weapons that are able to take on a life of their own. My DM that I first had when I jumped into playing D&D was a big fan of sentient weapons. So they would just have like minds and egos. Sometimes they could take over a person. I wanted to like one up that, of course. I was young. I wanted to, try to impress them. So I started coming up with these swords and whatnot that could come to life. This is actually before I started watching Bleach. But basically what I would always use as the stat block is all the swords would have, like special abilities. The players would be able to utilize those abilities, so it makes sense that the weapon would also have the same thing, right? If it could shoot some sort of beam, if it could like cut through any material, anything like that, the sword would have the same capabilities, but it wouldn't really have any like cooldowns or drawbacks for it. The difference is the sword's body, because it would be incredibly powerful if you just had this thing just sort of rampaging everywhere, you had to give it a much weaker body, because the sword can't die. All will happen is that when the sword is defeated, just putting butter in a pan, when the sword is defeated, it will just go back to being a sword. So you give it a lot less hit points, you give it a decent AC, some basic saving throws. Basically, the main thing you want to look for that I found really works is basically make it a glass cannon. You want this thing to be a glass cannon so you can blow stuff up, make cool scenes, and everybody will be having a blast.